I think we're okay. Oh, we're live. Are we? Todd didn't even tell me. Hey, so welcome everybody to the private coaching call Q&A / new member orientation. And if you guys are seeing my screen, and for those that are live, you can see my webcam. I'm still sweating. For those that are on the recording, you can't see my face, but that's okay. And I'm just going to describe it to you guys. I'm showing the Facebook picture here, and just 5 minutes before this webinar started is we were moving houses in the Caribbean, and I have a picture. If you look on Facebook, my personal or Instagram, Unstoppable Family, I have mattresses. We're building bunk beds for my daughter. We're moving for a couple months out to another little island. If you guys, here, I'll show you. Here's very tranquilo for Friday, but we're moving out to that island it's actually way over there, so you can't really see where we are. It's about a 25-minute boat ride on a speedboat. And so we're doing that, but I wanted to do this call because, heck, man, we've had a lot of action happening here over these last few days, especially with iPAS, and there's a lot of iPAS people that are popping on, some of the people that have upgraded to EN. Welcome you all, because this is taking the first steps. I'll close out of this with with what you're seeing here, but yeah, we're moving the Unstoppable Family. We like to stay mobile, like to change a pace. We're actually going to be in Nashville for our Unstoppable Mastermind in 2.5 weeks from now, and actually we will be there 2 weeks from today. So we're looking forward to meeting all the people that are Black Card members that have already purchased their Mastermind ticket, and if you haven't yet, make sure you do by April 8th, which is 5 days from now, because that's when registration closes. So anyway, here's what I want to share with you guys today. I'm going to go through the process of not only our Unstoppable Tribe / Freedompreneur Academy, but I'm also going to go through the process of how we work with iPAS. And over the last 2 days, if you've seen the new sales video, we got a little traction going on here. Here's the action on Friday traffic going by in the Caribbean. Okay, this is how we operate. So here's what happens is that we have our own Unstoppable Tribe system. And then we also have the iPAS system. So if you've seen the videos, the new sales video, the new business plan video, the whole process of setting up your system all the way through your get response, autoresponder emails, to your e-wallet so you can receive the money, and then being able to go through the process where Chris Jones is walking you through of here's what your monthly income, what you want, but this is how you're going to be able to do it, right? And he walks you perfectly through it. To me, let me just do this. Before we get into the nuts and bolts, let me just share with you, because I'm looking down the names, and I'm just going to do some shout-outs. Allie, Brendan, Brittany, Eric, Ian, Jarka, Joe, Joni, great connect with you the other day. Lisa, Lucy, Rich, we got Robert, Roy, Sarah, Val. This is very cool. I'm glad to have you guys all here. And the coolest thing is that a lot of you guys are brand new faces that I don't even know of, and that's only just a fraction of who I've announced. And what we have, a lot of people know who I am, right? But if you're not directly connected with me, if you're connected with one of our other tribe members, and if you don't know, like the Freedompreneur Academy, we also have Justin and Dee Varengia. These guys have made over 7 figures here within EN and iPAS over the last not even 3 years, and 7 figures on my birthday. He's a 22 or 23-year-old YouTube guru, and he's part of the Freedompreneur Academy. You might be part of his tribe. We are all going to be connected on the Unstoppable Mastermind. He's generated, like within a couple years, over $500,000 by free YouTube marketing, and I've learned a lot from this guy. Many people from our tribe are getting incredible results. You may be part of his tribe, or you might be part of like some lineage down, either from myself and Rhonda, from Justin and Dee Varengia, from John Pemberthy, and there's a ton of other great leaders that are part of our tribe. And I can't even go off and naming all of them because we have so many, and I will probably miss a few if I do. but I want to welcome you guys all here. And this may be the first time that you've actually ever even seen anything online. So for all those people especially that are brand new, let me just tell you a little bit about my story and who we are. I'm Brian Swan, and let's see, I don't even see my, let me see where my screen is. I got to go on here just to see what you guys are seeing. Okay, with the Unstoppable Family. And the Unstoppable Family is myself, my wife, Rhonda Swan, and my daughter, Hanalei Swan, who's turning 8 in just a couple weeks. And we've been in the industry, online marketing industry, for just over 10 years now. And it was actually, I was a robotics engineer. We're making 6 figures. My wife, she was a pharmaceutical executive, making 6 figures. We're living the so-called, U.S., the American lifestyle, or I guess the dream lifestyle, whatever you want to say. But my wife, she wanted to have a family, and she didn't want to put our future kids through daycare. This is before we had our child, Hanalei. And she got started online. I thought she was absolutely crazy. I thought, what are you doing? So for all the people here that have a partner or spouse that are wondering what you're doing, I was that guy thinking, you got to be crazy. But my wife, she had a vision bigger than I did, which is good that she had a vision bigger than I did, because if not, I would probably still be driving in California traffic with I didn't wear a suit, but I did wear a tie, and I wore dress pants and everything. I had 2 weeks of vacation. I had a good life, but the fact is, I'm a surfer. My passion is surfing the world's best waves, and that's why we're out here, like in the Caribbean, right? It's flat out here, but over on the other side, there's waves. And we've been traveling for actually, this is so now you can actually see the screenshot. This is funny. I did not mean to pull this up, but this is one of the screenshots of our residual income that with iPAS, $93.50 is our monthly residual income, and with Empower, $62.47. So just under 16K, $15,597. And these can change, right? This is something that's going to be fluctuating, and it doesn't guarantee anybody's results. And when I'm showing this, I actually did not mean to show it. It actually popped up when I put my computer down. But it's cool to really show you like what's possible, right? We're not typical. Our results aren't typical. We're not guaranteeing anybody's results. But the fact is, this is what's showing that's possible, and there's people that are making much better results than what we are. So I'm gonna put that down. And we all start in one spot, right? And my wife, when she got started 10 years ago, she was one that just all she wanted to do was replace her income. And lo and behold, within a year, she actually retired me from my corporate job, and everything was honky-dory, right? We actually, I think we generated at least 6 figures, or at least right around, actually probably right under 6 figures in our first year, which was very cool to be on the online world. That was our first gig. And once I saw my wife, she had her first $37,000 a month. Right when she did that, I was like, holy cow, all right, this works. But also, here's what the cool thing, besides just the income, was that my wife, she was growing. And she was growing and I wasn't growing. And what I mean growing, I'm talking about personal development. And what was going on was that she was growing her mind, she was setting goals, and I was actually, I'm like, what is she doing? Is actually, if I didn't go with her, she probably would have moved on without me. And my wife and I, we've actually been together for 17 years, married 11 years. And so, yes, you can do this business with your partner, but if it wasn't for her really taking the bull by the horns and her not listening to me, I would still be doing the same thing that I didn't even enjoy doing. So anyway, that's a little bit about me. And just to top it off, we started rocking the business together, right? And if you know our story, we went through a lot. We went through a big upheaval of investing a lot in real estate. We're out in California, as many people done, and we basically lost everything to a bad real estate development deal. And I'm sure that there's many of you guys that are on here that you can probably relate. And it was devastating. It was probably one of the lowest points of my life, of our lives. And we were confronted at a situation of, Do we go back and get jobs, right? Or do we continue on? And Rhonda and I, we looked at each other and we said, you know what? We know how to generate income online. We know how to make money. Instead of just rebuilding back in San Diego, which is a beautiful place, we lived there for 11 years. Instead of doing that, we read this book called The 4-Hour Workweek, which probably many of you guys know from Timothy Ferriss, and I've read it many times, actually listened to it on audiobook. And one of the things, which I've heard probably about 3 or 4 times, was the mini retirement. And if you guys know what the mini retirement is, he's saying that instead of just staying in one location, you can live wherever you want. And like for instance here in the Caribbean, right, where the boats are going by, you can live for a very economic way, but living the lifestyle, living in the tropics of where you want. But the one thing that you have to have is that you got to have something that you can work online, something that has a system, something that can go on autopilot. And Rhonda and myself, we looked at each other about 7 years ago. It was actually June 6th of 2008. We looked at each other and we said, you know what? Actually, I had to like twist her arm because I wanted to go traveling. She thought I was actually nuts. So when I thought she was nuts the first time, she thought I was nuts the second time of like, let's just get rid of everything. We've got to keep our house, right? But let's get rid of everything and go travel the world for 2 years. Well, now it's 6.5 years later. And the coolest thing is that not only are we doing this, but we have tribe members, what we call freedompreneurs, duplicating exactly what we're doing, taking our methods, taking our training, and they're going out and living life. And if you looked at some of the videos, for instance, like Sarita Cleese, who passed, she got started with us just over a year ago, last year, never had any prior experience. She was a mother of 2. I'm just going to pull her page up. You guys all know from the iPAS video of this girl, right? Making 6 figures, no past experience online, and she's rocking it. I actually, when she got started, I wouldn't think that she would have been able to do it like that, and she came out and just rocked it. And she followed exactly our methods. She flew from Western Australia over to 3 of our masterminds last year, and she just she came to the one over in Las Vegas. And if you're asking if our masterminds actually produce results, just ask her if they do. So it's cool. We also got my buddy Nathan. I'm going to show you Nathan really quick. Nathan, I actually just, this is a 24-year-old plumber that he just crossed the 6-figure mark. Now he's been traveling around the world for the past year. And if you scroll down, you're probably going to see pictures of me. I was actually just with him just a couple weeks ago, or actually last week, surfing and going to a concert. And I tell you, there you go. There's me with him. And we get to go travel around the world. We actually learn from each other. And it's a very cool thing to where when we set out this of like, let's go, when Rhonda and I said, let's have, can we train and teach people to do exactly what we do and teach them to live the lifestyle that we do? And the answer is yes. I mean, these are just 2 examples of people that are making it happen. And you'll get to see Nathan, Lifestylepreneur World Nate, in the iPAS videos as well. And if you look at all the videos within iPAS, a lot of the B-roll and stuff, many of the videos were shot from our Unstoppable Masterminds because we're very close with Chris Jones, we're very close with iPAS, and they very much support. They know what we do works, and we partnered with Chris and iPAS because we know what they do works, and so it's a great combination. Anyway, that's enough storytelling. I'm going to get down to the basics, but essentially, we've rocked, we've lost everything, we've had to start over, and when we've started over, everything happens for a reason. Now we're having people having some incredible results. Let's get down to the meat and potatoes of why you're here, especially for the new people. And what I'm going to do, just to give you guys an idea, at the end of the call, I'm going to open it up for a Q&A. So if it's for new people, cool. If it's for people that have been around, awesome. Because there's only a limited amount of time. If you have not went through this whole sequence, right, and this is called the system setups, system setup 1, 2, 3, and then after you go through the system setup, Then you go through you go all the way up to the business plan. If you haven't went through that, make sure you do. And I used to actually do these new member orientations of what Chris used to do on what we call reverse engineering, because a lot of times when people come here, they're like, okay, I want to make 10K per month. Great. You want to make 10K per month, but why do you want to make 10K per month? But most importantly, how do you get there? So you got to reverse engineer the numbers of like, okay, well, what is it going to take in order for me to make 10K per month? And if you're positioned at a certain level, it's going to require this many people, etc. Chris goes through all that, and I just got to see the video for the first time 2 hours ago on the business plan, and it's absolutely brilliant. So Chris, congratulations, and it's awesome. I want you to go through that. I'm not going to explain it because he does it very, very well. And you know, those are some of the fundamentals to where now, where a lot of the burden has been on myself and Rhonda, iPAS has taken that on. So you actually get to utilize not only the iPAS system, but you also get to utilize our Unstoppable Tribe system. And what I mean by that is that there's a lot of you guys that I don't even know any of you guys' names or faces, and you're probably not connected to Rhonda or myself whatsoever, but you're plugged into our Unstoppable Tribe system to where your sponsor invited you here, and they're leveraging me to be able to communicate with you guys and walk you through. And that's the leverage, right? And that's why we have systems. I'm not able to communicate or do this one-on-one coaching with every single one individually, but I can do it in a group setting. And that's why we also have the iPAS Success Mentors, right? We used to call them coaches, but we call them mentors now. And if you listen to Chris Jones's message, he says, you know, I would love to give you guys all support, but the only way I can do this, you know, is through, you know, videos, through the webinars. But then we also have our mentors, the coaches, and I'm very close with many of those guys, and they are part of the system, so they're not just random people. They're actually part of the iPAS system, and they've been having results. And so when they're guiding you through, just to let you know, they know what they're talking about. So with that, first of all, let me see. I've been rambling for almost a half hour. I'm going to be going through some meat and potatoes here right now, but let's just see if there's, can you guys raise your hand up and down? Let me know that, am I making sense? Am I coming through clear? Is it good? Are you getting some good information so far? And then I'm going to go into the meat and potatoes. Let's see. Cool. Okay. I'm going to do all the question and answers at the end. Cool. Brendan Downs, I got your messages. Robert McInnes, Roy. Cool. Lisa Williams. All right. Will do. Okay. So here's the gig. All right, so you guys have all got started, right? And I'm going to share some things with you guys that I've learned so you can really take my knowledge over the last 10 years and apply it here. Okay, so the secret here is the number one. If you got to have a system, and iPAS over the last 10 years, I've never seen a system like this. And I'm not just saying this because I'm part of it. It's because I'm really seeing this in the stuff that they've done with Chris and Adam and the whole iPAS team. It's amazing. And so when you have a system, you have to have something to where, first of all, you have a good converting offer, right? The sales video. And if you haven't seen the sales video from yesterday, pretty much actually everybody here on this call has seen that. You get started, but then you have the process to where it walks people through, because you don't need me, and there's not everybody within iPAS actually doing calls like that, but this is the one thing that we do, and this is why we have the #1 duplicating team within iPAS and within Power. Because no matter how automated you get in this online business, there's nothing that will take away the personal connection. And the personal connection is the connection that you're having with me, the connection that you're having with your iPAS mentor, the connection you're having with your sponsor. And that's why we also, every 3 months, just like Ian has an event, we have our mastermind event. And so you guys know within 2.5 weeks we're actually having our Unstoppable Mastermind. You can learn more about that. If you just got started, you're probably like wondering what the heck's going on. We can show you some videos and introduce you to that as well. But that is why we actually always connect, in a mastermind. It's not for everybody. It's for the people that are Black Card members or above. But we have the one-on-one mentorship. And we do that because we know that people, when we have that, you're going to get results. And not everybody gets results, but the people that do apply it, like Sarita or Nathan that I just showed you, now they've crossed the six-figure mark and they're living their life. Nathan's been traveling for a year and a half. I know that Sarita's going to be moving to Bali here very shortly. We're actually having a Bali mastermind in August. But it's the key steps. So anyway, most of you guys also, I'm going to show you this. Pretty much every single one of you guys, what we do special is we have a Facebook group, right? And we have a Facebook group, and many of you guys, when you first get started, you're not sure what's going on, and you get added to this, what we call our Success Alliance group. And when you upgrade to like the bronze, the silver, or the bronze, bronze, silver, gold, or the black card, you get upgraded to, I'm going to show you this. I won't add you whatsoever. If you're part of our team, this probably looks familiar to you. Right? Don't add yourself. I will decline everybody that's not part of our direct team. And you got to at least be at the bronze level in order to get into that. It's a little higher level communication. Or if you're on Justin and John's team, you're going to see this, the Freedompreneur Tribe. Okay? So I'm going to shut this down. But everybody that gets started here with an iPAS, they're going to get connected to the Success Alliance. We get to do welcomes in here. I shoot videos. We're part of this. We interact and stuff. But this is really where it shows the community we have. Okay? And I'm going to show you this. This is a very cool thing. This is our membership site that we've created, Ron and myself, and then along with Justin and John. I'm going to show you this. And if you don't have access to this yet, this is just for our specific tribe. You can go to freedompreneuracademy.com. You can create your own profile, and we have a series of videos that walks you through the steps. And so, one of them, this is to get registered within our tribe. Another step is to go through the iPAS videos, and then to set up your business plan. Things have changed a little bit with iPAS, but the freedompreneuracademy.com is where you can start. So if you haven't registered for that, you can type that in, get registered, and start going through the Getting Started videos. We're going to be adding videos there all the time. Okay, so that is the first step. And so now I want to show you a few things because this is the brand new thing, and this is brand new as of 2 days ago. So within a few weeks, I usually do these calls every 3 weeks, and I do these calls. I could have a recording, but things are changing, right? And that's why I'm here with you, is that things are changing, but then also this is the time to where you can get the one-on-one, coaching, and also the Q&A, and this is the time to bring the questions, right? So you go through this video when you log into iPAS. You watch the video right here with Mr. Chris Jones, okay? And I'm not going to show it here, but after you go through this, it won't allow you to actually move to the next step until you watch the whole entire video. I think it's brilliant, right? After you do that, you move on. Since I'm a Black Card member, as you can see right up here, a Black Card member, it'll take you to the next step, which is set up your email list. So now most of you guys are have subscribed to somebody's list, right? And creating a list, when people, what you want to do, and I'm not going to steal all the thunder from Chris, is that you have to have eyeballs looking at what your offer is. And the offer is, for all of you guys, you sell some type of iPAS sales video. And then from there, you got started either with a $7 trial or $47 monthly membership, right? So now you're going through this process on the back end of setting up your system, right? This is your system. And I don't want to reiterate a lot of the stuff that Chris says, so watch the videos, but there's a couple key things that I do want to point out. And they have this as number 2 is setting up your email list. Not everybody's going to get started with you right away. But the cool thing is that we have these autoresponder email lists. And what that means is when somebody signs up, people may not get started right away, but they're going to get drip emails, right? Think about when you subscribe to somebody's list, they're going to be giving you, you're going to be getting updated emails maybe every day, maybe every other day, maybe a little sporadic. Well, they walk you through the process. Get Response is one of the many autoresponders or one of the email systems out there, but they work directly with them, and so we've taken a lot of the work to where you have to go do all the work on set this up, make this code. Essentially, it's you set it up, and then you hit the button, and you actually get a whole list of autoresponder emails to where your people that have subscribed to you will get an updated email each day. It's actually brilliant, and you're going to be creating your own list, so you want to have that. And then the third thing here is you got to set up your e-wallet. What e-wallet is so you can get paid. So when I started back in this industry in the online world 10 years ago, you actually had to have your own merchant account. You had to be able to accept payment. Have it be through a wire, through PayPal, setting up a merchant account with credit card authorization. iPAS does that for you, so it actually walks you through a video on how to create that e-wallet, and then you log in, and then you actually can connect it with one step, which is very, very cool. Now here's where the magic really happens, and this is where Chris went above and beyond, is that now, like I mentioned, check this out. I'm going to show this video.
Know what you want. I want to truly know what
I shot this video.
Now, I'm not really sure why you're here, but chances are you're here for a very important reason, and whatever that reason is, it matters. My name is Swan. Here I am near my home here in Panama, right on the edge of the Caribbean Sea. And this has only happened because I really started to dream. And I made that dream my reality. I had those fears. But what happened is I had someone like Chris that gave me the confidence to say, you can do this. But when was the last time someone actually asked you to dream? Really asked you to think about what is it that you want? When Chris asked me to walk you through and get you prepared for your game plan, he knew it because I have gone through so many experiences and almost fell backwards when I was looking to move forward. Whatever's gotten us to the space that we're in right now, it all happened for a great reason. But when you look at yourself and really think about what is it that I want, when you look into your future and you see where you might be in 5 years, how does that feel for you? How does that feel inside? Does it scare you? Does it make you feel like it's possible? Well, what we want to do is we want to really open the space for you to make that possible. We call this like a safe space that we have here because we've created the platform and the foundation and have a system that's available to you to allow you to create those dreams and those realities. So what I want to do is I want to help you walk yourself through that. I want to remove all the fears that you may have and allow you to really think. Put it down on paper. What is it that I want? Chris asked me for a reason because I, 10 years ago, was moving forward to look for something bigger than I had ever imagined, big, big dreams I had, right? Never putting my child in daycare, quitting my corporate job, making multiple 6 and even 7 figures on the internet. That was my big goal. But what happened is I almost fell completely backwards on my back. A lot of things that happened to us, experiences that had happened. We lost a lot of money in real estate. And I almost crawled right back to my job because I was so scared. I got crippled. So I know those feelings that happens to new people that are looking for big dreams. They want to fulfill their big dreams, but something scares them, pulls them back. So what I want to help you do is really get into that space of pure confidence to know that, this isn't a mystical or magical thing that I'm trying to share with you. Like, wow, we're going to, make this a magical thing that's going to happen and all of your dreams are going to come reality. I'm talking about a real game plan. Chris has set up the system perfectly so that you have not only mentors, but you have a game plan in front of you that's going to walk you through each and every step from not only creating that goal that you've got, but then seeing exactly how you can build upon it. So many of us get stuck in our day-to-day life, in our jobs, and we go to our job every day and we're just told what to do by our boss, or we're just dictated by what the economy is telling us that we have to live like. It doesn't have to be that way. And so we want to open this opportunity up for you to be able to dream and for you to be able to achieve those dreams and make them a reality. here I am by my house here in Panama, and I'm able to see my daughter every single day. In fact, I just put her on a boat so that she can head off to school this morning. And that would have never been possible if I was still working that job that I was, traveling an hour in traffic each day. It's amazing to think the perspective changes that happen for you when you actually set a goal and you set out your dreams and you just totally go after them. So what we're going to do is we want to give you that compass, that game plan, so that you can say, okay, this is the dreams and the goals that I have. Put them to paper. And then you have a mentor and a system and someone that's there to assist you to get there, like accountability partner, to walk you through each and every step of our game plan. So I want you to take some time right now, put it to paper what you want. We are so excited to walk you through and have you come along on this journey with us, the journey of you not only building your dreams, thinking about your dreams, dreaming again, and truly making them a reality. I'm so excited for you guys. I'm so excited to share this opportunity with you. And I really, truly want to thank Chris for allowing us to be able to connect. And I'll be further deeply inside of the system to teach you a lot more of my experiences and how I've actually been able to teach thousands of other people to dream again and to live the life of their pure reality. So guys, have an amazing one. Look forward to seeing you on your journey.
No, I think my wife does it better than I do. She's much more clear and concise. What do you guys did that make sense? From what you heard from Rhonda just now? Is that connecting with you guys? Can I see some hands for all the people? You can make a comment below. I'm seeing okay. Jan, Joni, Lisa, Liv, Joe, they're going like it's Jarka's going up and down like it's like that. It's almost like I'm getting high fives. Lucy, Val, Roy, it's awesome. No, man, it's very cool. Brittany's like going back and forth there. Brittany, great to have you here. But it's this is the cool thing. A lot of people come through a business opportunity, something online experience, and what you're seeing right now, you're seeing something different that I've never seen in the world, or not in the world, but like anything online. And iPAS and stuff, we've collaborated very closely. And if you know who Rhonda and myself or our tribe is, we're different. We're not. You're not seeing like make money and rah 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 rah. It's like no. Hey, here's a possibility. You gotta work. We're gonna give you all the tools, but you gotta go out and put it to work. And so when you're seeing this for the first time, I hand it to you. You guys are, taking the first steps. And now once you've taken the first steps, you got to just keep on going. So now here, you got to see that that's part of the business plan. And the thing is, here's the really cool thing, right? Is that all of you guys here on our call, you're part of our tribe, no matter who you are. And you get to leverage myself, my wife, all our tribe members, Sarita, Nathan, the people, Nick. I know Nick's in the video here in the business plan. You get to leverage ourselves, Justin and Dee, John, Pemberthy. You get to leverage us on being able to grow your business. And I know that when my wife got started, she back 10 years ago, she had no results. She didn't know what she was doing, but she had a mentor, right? A mentor who guided her. And it was actually the person that she got started with was actually not a really good mentor, but she found another mentor within the business, and she clung, and she wasn't, how do I, help me, it's like, how do I do this, right? Show me, I can do this, but like, just give me some guidance, and that's what we're here for. And if you look at it, when people get to see your videos, it's so powerful when you're part of the system. And I mean, there's no one within iPAS or within Empower that gets the coverage that we have, because Chris has got to see, and he's experienced our masterminds. We've experienced his system, and that's why we've collaborated and you get to see these videos. But this is how we're growing, right? So now we want to do this. I'm going to walk you through calculating your numbers. Go through the video. I'm not going to go through this exercise is so powerful. Don't skip over it. Anything you do, when you skip over things and half-ass it, you're going to get half-assed results. This is a true business, right? And I just got a message from Rhonda. That's funny. But you know, this is where it's a very true business, and you got to take it seriously. And I like this example that I heard a long time ago when we first got started. And if let's say Donald Trump gave you the 10, here's the 10 steps of becoming a millionaire or billionaire, and you look at the steps and you go, you know what, I want to do 1, 2, you know, number 3, it's probably not going to work with my you know, my schedule. I can do 4 and 5, but maybe not 6. 7, 8, and 9, they're good. I don't know about 10. Well, if you don't complete all the steps, what kind of results are you going to get? Just ask yourself. You're probably not going to get there. It's like having a workout program and saying, okay, you got to work out 3 X million times a week. You got to eat this. You got to eat this, you know, 3 times a day, etc. But if you don't follow all the steps, what kind of results are you going to get? You know, this is the same thing in business, with health, mindset, etc. So follow what we have here, and you got to actually trust, because of what the results, like, you know, for myself, you know, what Ron and I've had, also with Chris Jones and the other leaders, because we have a formula, right? Is it going to work for every single person? The system works, franchises works, but it's the people that it's either going to make it work or not going to make it work. If you do steps 7 out of 10, or if you do steps 10 out of 10. So go through this exercise. Don't half-ass it. I'm going to just click to the next one. And this is very cool, guys. And I want to share this with you, is that pretty much the videos that are in here with Chris is what I used to do for the new member orientation for my new people. And I used to have these new member orientations up to about 2 hours because I had to fit a lot of information in. Now what I'm doing is I get to share a little bit more about myself, our tribe, how we interact together. But you have to go through these videos, right, to get the information, and then actually fill out the, you know, the PDF forms, fill out, you know, the game plans, etc. Go through the business plan. So essentially, it's taken a lot of work off of myself. It's taking a lot of work off of your guys' self. You got to just be able to plug people into the system, and that's why we have a system. And if you don't have a system, man, you only have a certain amount of days, hours per day, to where you can actually work. Rely on the leverage with Chris, ourselves, the systems that we have built to make your life easier. Pretty much all you have to do is you have to put eyeballs in front of your offer. That's it. Chris actually goes through that. So here's what I want to show you next, right? And just, am I boring you guys? Am I making sense? This is obviously, it's different from any of the times, because this is different from, you know, I'm seeing this for the first time. I only got to see this for the first time in the last 2 days. Seeing some hands go up, or is it making sense? Is this good? Is it seeming simple enough that you can actually plug people into like a new member orientation, like what I'm doing right now, plug people in the iPAS system, you know, have us do the heavy lifting. As you heard Chris say, it's like, it's not about selling. Once you start selling your people, I'm actually going to do an incredible part on this, art of communication. I'm going to do that at our Unstoppable Mastermind. I got an hour to do that, but I'm going to go through some important communication skills. And that's one of the things where, when I remember when Rhonda got started, and she just tried to spill her guts of, this is the best thing, and you know what happened? Friends and family that she tried to tell it to, they repelled. You sell, you repel. What you do is you just show people that this is a possibility. A lot of people won't even think that this is even a possibility for themselves. It's not about ever convincing people. It's about having a vision, showing people that vision, and people are either going to take action or they're not going to take action. But you got to take yourself out of that loop of you're worrying about it. I really don't care who gets started with me. I put myself, Rhonda and I put ourselves out there. We show our lifestyle. We put great content. We do attraction marketing. And so we never do selling. We allow the system to do the selling for it. all what we're doing is we're showing up and showing what's possible for people. Is that making sense? And I'm going to put all hands on. Is that making sense to you guys? Am I giving you a little value? Because right now, okay, cool. Because this is so valuable. And, you know, I have a lot of people saying, just show me the secret. Well, the secret is, right, is to get very clear on what your why is. And I have an incredible, this is actually within the iPAS system. I'm going to show it to you as well right here. If you have not been through my Create Your Perfect Day exercise, Jabril and I, if you don't know who Jabril is one of the sought-after Facebook PPC marketers in the entire universe. I guess I can call it universe, but we collaborated. We've been business partners for about the last 6 years. And go through this exercise. You can just Google it. You can go to unstoppablefamily.com, how to create your perfect day every day. It's also in the iPAS system, so if you guys are all part of the iPAS system, it's in there. But what I challenge you to do is to go through this exercise, and I have a PDF right here that you can click. And I'm showing you this. It's not just because it's my exercise. It's because this is the very first thing that I ever wrote down. I didn't even know what personal development was, but this was the very first exercise I did 9 years ago. And it's transformed my life. I'm actually living this life right now, right? You know, out here in the Caribbean, right? And if you saw the other house, that was our, if you look at our Facebook thing, that's where we're moving to. So this is like my last day here. But this is where we've been for almost a year on and off. But this perfect day exercise, when you actually write down, you know, these questions, not just look at them, but write it down. They say that like things are 70% more likely to happen, to come true, when you write them down. I thought that was a whole bunch of hokey-pokey stuff, but it changed my life. And now we've been traveling, you know, for 6.5 years. Heck, the reason that we only started traveling for 6.5 years, we lost everything financially. It was one of the worst moments, but it was a moment in our lives to where, you know what, you're going to have challenges no matter what. And I bet you a lot of you guys are going through challenges. But you can either live in that challenge and say this is the worst thing and saying this is the excuse of why I'm a victim, or you can take this worst thing, and you can make it your greatest asset. And that's what we've decided to do. And I know a lot of you guys have decided to do that. You know, man, a lot of the people that are our tribe members that are having results, they take their worst moments and they make it their most powerful story. So I encourage you to go through this exercise, because a lot of people will say, just show me the marketing, show me this. Well, if you don't get this straight first, all the marketing and everything else will not make sense. I know it's hard to believe, but that is, man, it's a very much truth. If you ask any leader in almost any industry what their success is, it's the personal development and getting very clear on with their why. And if I'm going over your head, I understand, but it's a very cool thing. It's a very, before we get into the show me how to market and show me this, well, the only way you can market is you got to market yourself. And if you don't know who you are, you don't have a brand yourself, or you don't know why you're actually doing it, nobody will follow you, because it doesn't matter. And keep on giving me some hands, because I want to make sure that I'm going off, because this is some key stuff. This is making sense, right? Yes, hands are going up. Cool. Well, I'm sharing this because people don't buy into businesses, right? It's not what your offer is. It's your vision of where you're going. And the reason we collaborated with iPAS is because I know what Chris Jones's vision is. You know, I followed him for about a year before I actually came in contact with him. And we were having great results. You know, when we started having great results, you get to connect with some of your, you know, I don't know if it's called idols or people you look up to, but then you're like, your friends, your business partners, this is the people that you actually get to hang out with. And it's one of those things that I never actually had, you know, being in the engineering world. But now this is like, okay, I know his vision, he knows ours. I can show people a way of like where you feel just so good with, and you can lead them to where, okay, do you see this? Let's move forward. But it starts with this, like this exercise, right? And this is figuring out what your why is. Anyway, enough on that, but it's so important to get that. So don't skip over these kind of, you know, these exercises. like when you get started with EN and you got the inner circles, start listening to the audios. One of the biggest things that you have to do is you have to feed your brain every single day. And if you don't feed your brain every single day, it's like working out, eating right. You know, your body's going to go to crap. If you don't feed your brain good stuff, then, you know, your mind is going to go through crap. Anyway, that's enough, but I think it's a very important thing that I had to go through. So let's get back to the meat and potatoes on what the next step is. It says accelerate your success. Click here to meet your mentor, okay? And mine's going to be Justin Berengia because we got started at the same time, but he has his coaches turned on, right? So you're going to be able to click that, see who your mentor is. Everybody's got a mentor that's part of the pro membership, right? And then what happens is after you go through that, you got to go through step 2 is get your free strategy session, right? And you schedule your call with your iPAS mentor. You got to fill out this information, best time, and then you get to fill out your time of when you can meet. Go back here. Once you do that, you're going to have the session with your coach, and you got to be a pro member in order to do that. So once you do that, and the only way you can actually receive income here is if you're a pro member. Okay, so you got to be a pro member to actually generate any income. And then here's the last step, because I want to open it up for Q&A because it's getting to be, you know, over the hour. I like to at least go for about an hour to hour and a half, depending on the questions. After you do that and you have the coaching call, you can then set up your webinar of maximizing your profits with Chris Jones. Okay? And what happens is I've already watched the webinar. So if you see here, it says click here to watch the webinar replay. Since I've already seen it, that's where it's showing up. Otherwise, you have to schedule yourself for a webinar. I think they have them most days from 1 to 9. But you listen to the video right here, and then you schedule it, and I think it goes for almost like an hour and a half. And the information that I got to watch from Chris Jones here, that was my new member orientation, and that's why I've changed. So if you've been on one of my new member orientation calls in the past, it's totally different right now because Chris has actually taken a lot of the legwork, and now I can revert it back to him. So all I'm doing, I think of myself as like a tour guide, right? And think of yourself as a tour guide. We're never here to explain and sell, right? Sell, you repel. But what you do is that I'm a tour guide where I'm like, I can give some guidance from here, you know, here and there. But like the reason what we have the Facebook group like Success Alliance is that I don't have to answer everybody's questions. I like to answer people's questions within this group. And not only does it answer questions within the group, but it answers it for everybody. Because when you do one-on-one coaching, like let's say like through a Facebook message, not everybody gets the benefit of it, right? So that's why we have these systems in place. And that's why I conduct these new member orientations, right? And so you can leverage us. And I tell you, man, the iPAS system, my call is totally different now because I can now leverage iPAS. And I believe, actually, because a lot of the information how they created this was a lot of the information that we shared with them. And it's powerful. Our visions are the same. And that's how we have masterminds and why people come together for masterminds. It's because if you listen to Think and Grow Rich, which was like the Bible of personal development books, is the first one back in like 1938. Power of the mastermind is one of the most powerful things, you know, to have more than one mind working together. That's why we have masterminds every 3 months. Anyway, I think I've hit everything. He guides you through. Chris Jones, and what the profit maximizers are and the profit maximizers are within Empower. And this is how we've been able to generate over $500,000 in 2 years, actually less than 2 years, just with this system alone. And it's a very cool thing. So let's do this. Let's do Q&A and any questions. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put all your hands down. If you want to speak verbally, put your hand up, and I will answer you, and I will unmute you. Okay, you know, let's do this before we, let's talk to people first. All right, Sarah, you have to unmute on your side. You raised your hand. I've unmuted you, so go ahead and ask the first question. You're muted on your side. So just unmute yourself, and we'll get your question answered. And you might have, it's like this little, okay, there you go. Let's hear you.
Yeah. So, yep. Thank you so much for sort of going through that.
Sure,
kind of in the process of setting up.
Let me stop you before. Was I making sense, or was I just rambling on a Friday afternoon, and when you could be getting some sleep over in London?
Oh, no. You know what? I'm really, seriously cool, really taking everything in, because obviously it's very, very important, as you said, like, if you decide, you're not going to take anything in, that you're going to take steps 1, 3, and 7, you're not going to get the results.
Right.
So I'm like a sponge right now.
Nice. Yeah, good. Good to hear.
Know everything.
Great. I'm glad I didn't put you to sleep, especially since it's 11 o'clock your time.
No, you're good. Thank you so much.
Beautiful.
Question, it's around sort of, so I've gone through the new system, I've gone through all that, but it's a question of like having everything in place for, I'm kind of a bit of a process person. I want to make sure that I've got all the pieces to make it work. And so outside of the iPAS, and obviously I know there's a lot of other training that you actually have on the academy. Do I need anything else, or can I just completely rely on the information that is on iPAS to make this a success?
Okay, gotcha. Good question. And let me just ask you, Sarah. First of all, who did you get started with? So I know who to congratulate. And
my sponsor is Nicole Barham.
Nice. Nicole is awesome.
Absolutely awesome.
Be sure to follow her lead. Nicole is awesome. So so it's a great question. And how long ago did you get started?
I joined about 2-3 weeks ago, but a long story. But yes.
No worries. Just okay. We'll just let me just ask you a few questions just so I know where you're at. Okay. So you don't mind if I ask you a few questions, since you're asking me a few questions?
No, that's all right.
Nice. All right. So you got started 2-3 weeks ago, and what level are you positioned at right now?
I'm all in. I don't do things in halves.
Nice. Congratulations. Nice. So you got started 2 and 3. Are you going to be at our Unstoppable Mastermind?
I'm all in.
Are you going to be at our Unstoppable Mastermind in Nashville?
I'm going to be there.
Ah, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
And and you know what? This is the very cool thing. I want everybody to really think about this, is because, Sarah, you get to. Here's what happens when you go on. And just to give you, you mind if I just share another little story? I'd like to ramble on. Does that mind? You mind if I share?
I love stories. Go on.
All right, cool. Well, my wife got started 10 years ago. She went all in with the business. And do you know how much that cost? Any idea?
Go on.
No. Okay. So I don't know if you've heard our story before. It was just under $25,000. She never even told me that she did. No, it was $24,700, and I had no idea. And it was 3 months later, and just under 3 months later, and she says, "I got this event. It's going to be in Cancun. It's all inclusive. I've already paid for it, and I want you to go." And I'm just looking at her, going, "Here, can you see my eyes?" Okay. So I'm like, "All right." So I didn't really believe in what this business was, right? But at the same time, I trusted in my wife, and I didn't ask how much it was at that time until I got on the plane. And she never, here, you got to see this. Check out this little Kyoko. Little kid, see that?
Yeah.
And this is called a pattern interrupt. So, Sarah, when you hear my art of communication at the Unstoppable Mastermind, I'm going to go into detail about that. All right? You cool with that?
Yeah, I'm cool.
Anyway, so what happened is that my wife, I'm like, all right. So I went to the event, and here's what happened at this mastermind, is that I was the guy with my arms crossed in the back, right? There's about like over 1,000 people there, and I thought it was all a bunch of, I want to see these guys' bank accounts. Well, when I went through the event, something shifted in me, and I went, wow, okay, these are just average people. And if these people can have these results, I can do it. And I was the guy in the back of the room, and I encouraged my wife to go up to the front, but she wanted to stay with me. She was, she's being cool. But I didn't believe in it. And it wasn't until I saw her have this big month, right? It's because she connected with the right mentors. And then she started having results. And then from sitting in the back of the room to now being part of, like, connecting with some of the top leaders, that's what we have at our mastermind. And, like, for instance, us, you're going to go there. And I don't want to toot our horns, but, we're seven-figure earners in this industry. And we have four others seven-figure earners that are going to be teaching you. And when you want to have results, like what Sarita and Nathan have had, is they get their butts there. And the fact that you've actually taken that, and I'm not saying that, hey, there's a lot of people that are listening going, hey, I can't do it, or, this. I understand there's a lot of circumstances. But the fact I want to commend you on, Sarah, is that you've taken the bull by the horns to say, I don't do anything half-assed. I don't know if that's the right words. But you're going to be there. And we're going to be sharing, we'll probably have we may have do you drink wine or have a beer at all? Or you just drink tea or anything?
No, I'm a teetotaler.
Okay, so we'll drink a cup of tea together, okay? But you're going to get the chance to actually be able to have questions. And the fact is, like, you're stepping on, you're the first person to put their hand up. I commend you on that because you're not a person that's sitting on the sidelines. And a lot of people want to have results, but they just sit on the sidelines. And it's like, being in a soccer or a football match, you can't score a goal if you're on the sidelines, right?
Yep.
You hear me? You following me?
I hear you.
And I don't even know what your question was exactly, but I want to just say that you did take the action, and now you're going to get to be able to learn from the best of the best. And if you want to, like, ask your question, I don't even know if there was a specific question, but help me out. But I wanted to at least tell a story on about, like, man, congratulations on taking that first step. I'm sure it's uncomfortable, but you don't do anything half-assed. Was there a specific question that you had?
I think it was, the question was around, we've gone through the system, love the new videos, just because obviously I throw the original stuff and the new stuff, yeah.
Yeah, no. It's like, so is there everything within iPAS? There's going to be a few different tools that you're going to want to get, and we're going to go over that. iPAS has everything, but there's a few things that how we'd like to take it to another level.
Yeah.
Capture pages, for instance, iPAS offers that. Essentially, everything is within iPAS, but there's going to be a few things for advanced marketers that we're going to be able to show you to take it up to the next step, and that's what you're going to learn in our mastermind. And I could share it with people that have just got started here for either $7 and $47, but what it's going to do is all it's going to do is create confusion. And what iPAS has done, they have a one-stop stop, and you can do it. I personally could do it and generate, you can generate a lot of money just with what iPAS has, right? So we know how to do it, and they have everything there. But what we're going to show you is a few other little tidbits and our own little secrets, per se, to actually just kind of like twist it. And it's for the advanced market. It's not for the new people. The people that are brand new, just stick with the iPAS stuff because everything is in there. But when you take it to the next step, which you're going to do, Sarah, we're going to give you a little more twist. And you could just use all the iPAS stuff. It's in there. Like, for instance, the GetResponse is not part of iPAS, but they've partnered with GetResponse and iPAS have partnered together, right? The email autoresponders, they're connected. So it's like everything is within iPAS, but we're going to show you a couple little tweaks how to take it up to another level. So we don't like to do, we don't, you know, we don't like to be average. We like to be way up there. So, yes, and we're going to show you a few more things. Is that cool? Does that answer your question?
That is so cool. I'm in the right family because I'm unstoppable.
Nice, nice, nice. I look forward to meeting you and having a tea with you as well.
Thank you so much. It might be a coffee. Thank you.
Hey, and I enjoy my coffee too. I've been drinking, I've been having my Panama Joe coffee, which is so good. The Panamanian coffee. Oh, here's the traffic for Friday. All right, another pattern. You're going to learn more about that when you get there. All right. Anyone else like to raise their hand? I will take questions because I got Richard Campbell. Cool. I'm going to unmute him. I'm going to mute you out, Sarah.
All right. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. How you doing, Richard?
All right. Outstanding. I was wondering, I mean, you partially answered the question a few minutes ago about the, sticking with the basics. And I've been listening to a lot of, the inner circles and other stuff. Mm-hmm. And as opposed to doing like the social media marketing, I know the iPAS system, it has the pre-written things to post, to post on your social media. Mm-hmm. Well, it seems like those are a lot more like sales related. So if you're slamming your social media sites with all those pre-written posts, that seems to kind of turn people off, as opposed to inner circles where it's telling to just sell yourself, sell your brand, or sell your business, which seems to me like a much better thing to do.
Yeah.
So as far as just getting started, because I've only been a member since like the end of February.
You guys hear commentary, right?
Yes.
Here, let me put Keith's face up here, just because he's a rock star.
Yeah, he's awesome. Keith is great.
Rock star? Because he's just a freaking straight up dude. Anyway, this cat. Do you know what's funny? Do you want to hear
what's
a funny story about this, Richard? Do you know who our first black card sale was ever? What do you think it was?
Was it Keith? Was it Keith?
You know what's funny? Is that this was 2 years ago. It was 2 years, not even 2 years ago. It was our first all-in, and we've only done two other things before this, and I was actually, I'm actually not even. Keith got started, and I'm like, dude, if you're gonna pull the trigger, I even gave him an offer to, because he's in San Diego, and I go, if you want to come up to Lake Tahoe, you can actually spend a day with myself, Rhonda, and Jabril. And he had no idea. He actually took us up on him, like, oh my God, the guy's coming up. And Keith came up, and he had no idea of what to do. This guy's a baby boomer, 50 years, I don't even know, 50, 55, I don't even know how old he is, early 50s. And he came up, he didn't do anything for about a year and a half, and then he came out to let me show you this. I'm going to pull up Unstoppable Family. This is such cool things. And you're going to hear me tell stories, and once again, if you're at the Unstoppable Mastermind, I'm going to share with you why I do this. But a lot of times it will not make sense, but that's fine. That is funny too. Okay, so he came to this event. Here's the Unstoppable Mastermind, right? And we had the New Orleans event. Let's see where it's at. New Orleans, right here. And after a year and a half of not doing anything, Keith just looks at me and goes, "I'm taking it serious." I'm like, "Yeah, if you're taking it serious, then you're gonna follow exactly what we do." He goes, "I'm gonna do it for T." And he got a great video done by Dan. If you've seen any of these videos, Dan Usher, who's our video guy with Jabril, he shoots these, and he just didn't want to do anything half-assed. It's kind of like what Sarah, she says, "I don't do anything half-assed." And what happened is he took the advice and started working closely with Jabril, Rhonda, and I, and he's been rocking it. And Richard, you're one of the people that found his and got started. And so anyway, I had to share that story, and I'm gonna ask you once again, what what was the question? Because I always do the ramble on, and then I'll remember after the first couple words. So.
Oh, I was wondering because like on the iPAS basics, it's telling you to basically slam your social media with the pre-written stuff.
Yeah. So here's my thing. There's a couple things. This is why we're never like our motto and our whole philosophy of the Unstoppable Family, Unstoppable Tribe is that you have to be independent. It's regardless of what the opportunity is. Essentially, if iPAS just had to close their doors or something, it didn't matter because we've built our following, and people will follow us no matter what we do. And one of the things is that iPAS, they have to look at a whole market thing of people getting started. I personally would never, ever, ever tell people to slam it like that. In fact, I really don't dig it, and I'm just being straight up. But there is a market.
So am I misinterpreting the iPad's message then, or is that just your opinion?
No, that's just one of the ways that people can get traffic and eyeballs. All right, it's just one of the ways. If you look at what their message is in their videos and upsells, they're very emotionally connected, very very attraction marketing. But for people that, let's say, on a shoestring budget, that's a little bit of their message. It's not really their philosophy, but it's one of those things that you can follow that. I personally don't. I never slam my social media, with making offers. If you look at my personal account, I give value and cool, fun stuff, right?
Okay.
I'll give value-based content on videos, but I never really mention much about my business, and because it comes back, Richard, is that let me just give you this too, and this is for everybody. This is kind of getting to more of an advanced marketing, and that's okay. So for the brand new people, if I'm going over your head, so be it. But I want to share this with you. There's 98% of marketers, right? If you look at what we do and you look at what Keith Palmentier and why you got started, he did something different. And you see a whole, and this is why Facebook and social media cannot stand the home-based business, is because you have shitty marketers wrecking it for everyone.
Okay.
Right? Now,
yeah.
And it's how you portray yourself. People are going to do, they're going to present themselves, and some of the stuff that iPAS, I personally would do. But if you do it in the right context, it can work. Personally, it's not my style. And that's why a lot of social medias don't like, social media outlets want the users to have the most best experience. And when people are just slamming crap out there, it's going to repel, and that's why they shut down Facebook marketing and stuff for the people that are, that are not, they're doing the get rich quick. That's not what we promote. There's a few things on, that iPAS will say, hey, you can do this, but overall, it's not their message. But they're like, here's some options, but just don't slam your social media. Social media is for to connect with, and if you're cool enough and you give stuff like this video, dude, look at the comments that when you're being real with people, I showed it this other little, this truck, 250 likes, and when people like it and you're sharing value, people are going to ask what the heck you do. And you know what happens is that you form a loyal tribe versus just people slamming people into your business. And you form a loyal tribe, and it takes a lot longer, and it's a lot harder. And you don't see the results. But I tell you what, man, if you look at the leaderboards on why we're the top in the leaderboard, it's not like we're producing a whole bunch of leads. We just connect with the right people because we're providing value. And so I'm saying in a long, because it's such a key thing, Richard, it's such a key thing, and I think it's very valuable for everybody. Don't slam your social media. Social media is for social media. It's not to freaking get people into your offer. your friends and family, they could really care less about what you do and to like try to get them in. I've never done the friends and family. I never will. Has some friends and family take part? Yeah, because they see how we're doing it just organically and being cool. So hopefully if this is the best litmus test, Richard, is when you ask yourself of what you're doing, does this feel right? And you ask your heart that.
Yeah.
And if your heart says, yes, let's go forward with it, it feels right, that's going to be your best thing. When your heart's saying, I don't do that, even if you don't know anything about marketing, or like maybe these people know best, but your heart's going to be able to tell you, this doesn't work for me. And you know what? A lot of the stuff that we do, Richard, and for everybody here, it's so off of what probably 9% of the marketers do, because a lot of people in the marketing industry throw up all over you, and it makes me disgusted. And why can't you just be real and authentic? And if you are real and authentic, you form a tribe like we have, and people will follow you. If you're authentic and real, and you show that people can trust you, you'll have customers for life, no matter what you do. And for your one question that was kind of simple, I'm turning it into a big one because, man, this is what we believe in. And it's always a litmus test. If it doesn't feel right with you, don't do it.
That's excellent. I'm glad you said that, because that's pretty much exactly it. Because I see some different companies, not something that's all they tell you to do is basically just push or sell to everybody that you know of, and try to sell.
Right, and it's a short-term strategy. It's a very short-term strategy, and does it work? Yeah. Does it create long-lasting relationships that people will be by your back? No. And you know what sucks? Is that you have to keep on marketing, and you have to keep on turning it over and over and over. Me, personally, I believe in what we do, right? So when I believe in what we do, it's like, okay, it's easy, it's effortless, you can go to bed, sleep at night, you know you're making a difference. Hell, I hang out with people that are all part of our tribe. If they're cool and they're authentic and they have a real mission, and you only attract those kind of people, to me, it's the only way to live. And I know I'm going deep around this, but I'm it's a big point to us, man. It's key. It's very key. So anyway, hopefully I shedded some light onto that, Richard, and to everybody on the line here. Did I lose you, Richard, or did I lose me? I might have lost Richard. Oh, he's Richard, you got muted. Are you still there, or did you mute yourself out? Did you want to say anything else? Unmute yourself.
Okay. All right. How's that?
Yeah.
All right.
Did I hit you? Did it sense what I was saying?
Yeah. You definitely answered my question. That's one of the things that turned me on to this company, is that they promote you, they encourage you to market your own thing.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
I think that is awesome.
Right. No, it is. It is. And it's like you're in great hands with Keith, great hands with our tribe, and we're glad to have you here, my man.
Excellent. I'm looking forward to meeting everybody.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, man. I'm gonna mute you out.
Okay.
And here's the gig, guys. I'm here for you guys. So I'll go for another 10, 15, even 20 minutes if you guys can question and answers. It's I'm going to put the hands down, and anyone that wants to come out and speak, I'm going to take those questions first, and then I'll go to the Q&A, the written down questions. Anybody else that would like to jump out? Because I'd like to have interactions, because I think it's the most valuable. I like to hear people. I like to connect with people. So if you have a question, you want to speak verbally, I'll answer that first. Put your hand up. If not, I'll go to the questions down at the bottom. And I'll do them in reverse order from the start to the end, okay, from first to last. All right, so that's not a question. Roy Adler, he likes me good and sweaty. Sweet. Thank you. Let's see. I'm going to look to see if there's any other hands. All right. Brenda. Hearing any downs. Actually, I'm going to go from the end. Cool. Working. Collaborate on the business of sell and repel. It's hard to hear exactly what you said. Hey, Robert, are you able to hear me right now? Put your hand up. Are you able to hear me? No, he's not even there. He must have dropped off. I'll do that in the mastermind. Glad you're stepping us through this. You're very welcome, Lisa. We'll do. Lisa, what's the difference? All right, so we got a question. We got a couple of questions of this. What's the difference between making money between iPAS and Empower? There's no difference in the fact that when you're generating income, you have two different vehicles. One of them is iPAS, and one of them is Empower. And once you go through the iPAS system, iPAS is the front-end offer. This is the system. This is where we put people through. This is where they get their marketing. This is where you get their landing pages. This is where you get your sales videos. This is where you're getting your marketing tools. This is where you're getting the business plans. This is like the meat and potatoes. Empower is the back end, and when you go through the business plan, which that's the key thing, Chris goes through why you want to go through Empower, and I've been with Empower for just 2 years now. They're over 3 years in business, and they have incredible products back end. That's what they call the profit maximizers. So when you get to this business plan, maximize your profits, you can step up, and essentially the products, they're high-value products, right? In the fact that this is where we generate most of our income. It's through the back-end sales from there. And I've learned pretty much a ton of information when I first got started, even though I've been in the industry for over about like 8 years when I got started. And I learned pretty much how to do some real serious internet marketing from Empower. And so iPAS is the front end. It's the system, the back end, products of Empower. You have that, and you have the blogging platform, which is the Klaatu blogging platform is powerful. So hopefully that answered your question. Agreed? Yeah, got it. Cool. Did that answer it for you? Yes? Thank you. You're very welcome. All right. I think that's about it. We've been going for 90 minutes. And you guys satisfied? Can I get some hands if you guys are satisfied? Is there anything that I'm leaving out? You can ask a question right now. You're satisfied? Cool. Write your question if there's something I'm missing. And hi, Brian. Do you recommend buying traffic first? It's a great question. You know what? I got to try out the iPAS traffic. If you're not, here's the thing. If you're not at least the gold status or the black card member, don't even think about doing any paid for advertising because it's not going to economically make sense. I don't know the traffic. I personally don't buy traffic. I haven't bought traffic for over 6 years. I'm going to test out. I need to test out the iPAS traffic just to test it. I would not buy it from some random third party, and the reason because there's so much junk traffic out there that you're just going to spin your wheels and it's going to suck. Just don't do it. You're the bronze. Thanks for that. Okay, yeah. Don't even spend any money until you're at least, because it just financially doesn't make sense. And I could go through those numbers, but we're already at the 90-minute mark, and yeah, it financially does not make sense to purchase traffic. Use some of the free methods in social media, but do it right. Once you're at that level, then you start purchasing traffic. Roy Adler, my man, I'm looking forward to seeing you. Roy, how young are you? Do you mind posting that? Do you mind? Hey, I'm unmuting Roy. Roy, you're unmuted. I want to hear from you, man. How many years young are you? He was at our Miami mastermind. Are you able to? Just 63 yesterday. Are you able to unmute yourself and share really quick? You're unmuted on my side. I'd love to hear from you, Roy.
There we go. How's that sound?
Oh, beautiful. Look at it. So Roy Adler, he's 63 years young as of yesterday. So if you're wondering if young whippersnappers can do it, you know, you got the 23-year-old plumber, Nathan. You got Sarita, I think she's in her 30s. You got Rhonda, myself, 40 and 41. And then you got Mr. Roy Adler, 63 years young yesterday. So here you go. Talk to me, my man.
All right. I'm just very excited to be coming to Nashville.
Yeah.
We're really making things happen now.
Nice.
I've also been, working with Robert Brown.
Nice.
And, we're really moving ahead on some things. I'm getting my brand established, the Freedom Eagle blogger, and
nice.
just learning things every day and just trying out new things and making it happen. I've got a bunch of blogs out there, and just looking forward to the mastermind to get some finer tweaks to things and some more polish on how to market using Facebook and on Instagram and YouTube. Getting more comfortable doing videos. That's one of the things that Robert has helped me overcome, and
nice.
Doing a lot more of those out there. And that's it. Just to, I think I've got a big market out there of people like myself that have gotten to the end of their career and they find out that they're just not as financially comfortable as they need to be.
Well, you got to hear from Richard Campbell. I don't know his whole situation, but he got connected with Keith Palmentier, who's a baby boomer, and that's who he's targeting. So, Roy, there is a huge market, and it's a very untapped one as well.
Yep.
And
so, I'm going to be tapping it.
Yeah, and you're a good dude that shares the value, and it's like when you got that and people can feel that. This is another thing I just want to share with everybody. It's like, back in the day, you used to be able to hide behind a website, maybe put yourself in front of a house that's not even yours or car that's not yourself. Now at the social media age, you can't hide. And people know if you're a bunch of BS, regardless if I'm in the Caribbean of Panama or, if I'm like right next door to you. People can feel the energy. And Roy, you're a good dude, and we're glad to have you part of our tribe, part of our journey. And you know what? I only expect great things to come, from this mastermind here on out, my man.
All right. Well, I'm looking forward to doing that. I'm coming from a similar background to you. I was an electrical engineer doing a lot of project management. Very comfortable in that environment, but I wasn't so comfortable online and sharing myself out there. And I'm getting more comfortable with that. And I just know there's a lot of people that I can help out there.
Nice. Absolutely, you can. Very cool, Roy. Look forward to seeing you in 2.5 weeks, my man.
Sure. Thanks.
You got it. All right. Well, let's, I don't think I see any other questions, so I'm going to end it right there. You guys, if you're not black, go black. And if you are black, you better get your registration in for the Unstoppable Mastermind. And you know what? I'm gonna let it run. You guys can. I'm at 4% battery. I'm gonna do. Should I do that one? Actually, no. I'm not gonna do that one. I'm gonna show you one of our videos to end it. Dun dun dun. Where's the? We didn't have the. I'll do. Hang on 1 second. I'm gonna do. So for all you guys, if you're wondering what our masterminds are all about, I'm going to show you the Unstoppable Family. I'm going to show you what the one of our masterminds are all about. And this is Dan Usher, who films this. He actually also does story videos. He did one for Keith. He's done the story video for myself. And all these videos that you're seeing, he's done. I'm going to take my webcam off so my computer runs faster. Let's see if this is it. I think this is it. I'm going to plug in. Whoops. Tribe. All right. So unstoppablefamily.com/tribe. You can go here. And I'm going to push play and hopefully it'll buffer out. But I'm going to end it with this.
of the Unstoppable family. You know, we just completed our day 3 of the Unstoppable Mastermind, and I'm sitting here reflecting as I'm looking at all the people that came from all over the world, and I look around and I see all these people that have done it. And this event was different. They said, you're coming here, you're going to get something done. You're going to build a business here. You're going to learn how to take that vision and that why and that passion and turn it into profits. It really started off as an idea of how can I bring more people together to just get a little bit of the juice of what my family's experienced, which is living like a freedompreneur, earning free, and really being able to choose the life that you want to live. Now we're here in Orlando. We've got 2 mansions. 60 people came from all over the world, and I saw the transformation, powerful personal development, people transforming their lives into something they've never experienced before. It's people learning how to share their vision and how to put it out to the world. You know, I'm just an idea person that brought in the best of the best. People like John Penberthy, who's a young guy who's taken YouTube marketing to a level that no one's ever seen. Justin Ferengia, the hippie Jedi who's got such a heart, and he shares vision and freedom and teaches people how to find who they are. Steve Ferengia. She shared something with our tribe today that blew people away. She shared with everyone how to tap into your own self, how to not sell anymore, but how to really know what you want. Jabril Agoro, who is the Facebook PPC marketer, he gets results, and that's pretty much all he's all about. You know, my husband Brian, he's one of the most inspiring guys that is truly balanced. He balances our family out, and he shared with everyone how to create their perfect day, how to live the life that they thought that they wanted, but they didn't know how to get it. So I'm celebrating an idea that's now turned into something bigger and greater than I never imagined. And the people that are with it is what made it what it is. Ideas only come from those that believe in it. And we've got a huge group of people that believe in this idea, and I can't even wait to see what happens.
All right. Over now, guys. Create a beautiful weekend, and we look forward to seeing you in Nashville. Go out and be unstoppable.